What if the picture-perfect family you followed online, the smiling faces, the moral lessons, the wholesome content, wasn't just hiding something, but hiding something horrific? What if the mother you admired, the one who shared parenting advice and family values, wasn't saving her children, but hurting them in ways that defy belief? This is the story of Ruby Franke, a YouTube mom with millions of followers, who went from beloved family influencer to convicted child abuser. It's the story of how an online empire built on trust, faith, and discipline crumbled into scandal, betrayal, and prison. And it all started with one child's escape, a moment of desperation that blew the lid off a years-long nightmare. This is not just a story about one woman. This is about how we consume content, how we idolize strangers, and how we missed the signs hiding in plain sight. Ruby Franke was once a symbol of family strength. Through her channel, 8 Passengers, she invited the world into her Utah home, showcasing the ups and downs of raising 6 children. The channel's name, 8 Passengers, represented each member of her family, riding through life together. A wholesome Christian family, navigating parenting with love and structure. From morning routines to discipline methods, family meals to emotional lessons, viewers were hooked. To many, Ruby was more than just a content creator. She was a role model, a guide, a voice of reason in the chaotic world of modern parenting.
Follower quoted, "She seemed like the perfect mom, firm but loving, faithful, and always in control."
Her advice was practical, her tone confident. She wasn't afraid to show tough love. In fact, she often said it was necessary. That's what made her different, and for a time, deeply admired. But behind that confidence was something darker beginning to take hold. Over time, loyal viewers began to notice a change. Ruby's parenting style, once seen as strict but fair, was becoming harsh. Some clips showed her refusing to bring lunch to a child who forgot theirs at school. Others showed children losing privileges for seemingly minor infractions. Criticism started to build. Was this really discipline? Or was it something else? Still, many defended her. She's teaching responsibility, they said. She's raising strong, independent kids. But the more she leaned into this strict persona, the more isolated she became, from her audience and from her family. And then came Jodi Hildebrandt. Jodi Hildebrandt was a licensed therapist, known for her conservative and deeply religious views. To her supporters, she was a counselor focused on truth, accountability, and emotional clarity. But to critics and former clients, she was something else entirely. Someone who used religion and psychology to control. Jodi believed that emotional pain stemmed from moral corruption, and that people, especially children, needed to suffer in order to grow. When Ruby crossed paths with her, she didn't just gain a mentor. She gained a new ideology, one that would seep into every corner of her parenting, her business, and eventually, her crime. Together, they launched Connexions, a coaching program for personal growth and family healing. But behind its polished branding was something deeply disturbing. A belief that discipline meant complete emotional control, that children needed to be broken down, to be built back up. August 30th, 2023. A day no one saw coming. A day that would shatter the facade for good. Ruby's 12-year-old son escaped from the home of Jodi Hildebrandt. He was starving, wounded. His wrists and ankles were wrapped in duct tape. He had open sores, bruises. And when he found help, when he finally spoke, his words exposed years of suffering. He had been locked in a room, deprived of food, physically punished, and emotionally tormented. The police arrived within minutes, and what they found inside that house would haunt even the most seasoned investigators. Another child, Ruby's daughter, was found in similar condition, malnourished, injured, silent. What they had endured was more than neglect. It was calculated, systematic, and it was being done in the name of love. Ruby Franke was arrested that same day, so was Jodi Hildebrandt, and the internet exploded. The same audience that had once adored her now watched in disbelief.
Follower quoted,
How could this be the same woman? I trusted her. I followed her parenting advice. As the case developed, it became clear. This wasn't a lapse in judgment. This was a system of abuse, one fueled by ideology, power, and the illusion of moral superiority. Ruby Franke quoted, "The devil's been after me for years." She showed no remorse, no guilt, only the belief that she had done the right thing. In the months that followed, Ruby's older children began to speak. Chad Franke quoted, "The truth is, we were all afraid. We were all controlled." Shari Franke quoted, "We were told to keep quiet, to put on a show, but now we're ready to tell the truth." Their words painted a chilling picture of emotional manipulation, fear, and years of silence. They weren't just children in a YouTube family. They were victims in a household ruled by control and a camera. December 2023, Ruby Franke and Jodi Hildebrandt were charged with 6 counts of aggravated child abuse. The courtroom was packed. The testimony, gut-wrenching. Descriptions of beatings, starvation, isolation for weeks at a time. Children treated not as humans, but as problems to be fixed. In January 2024, both Ruby and Jodi pleaded guilty to 4 counts. And on February 20th, 2024, they were sentenced to a minimum of 4 years in prison, with a maximum sentence of 30 years. The judge called it an unimaginable betrayal of trust. And the nation was left with a question. How did we not see this coming? The Ruby Franke case is a cautionary tale about how easily we place trust in strangers, how social media can turn anyone into a hero, even when the truth is much darker. Millions watched 8 passengers. Millions believed in the image. But that image was carefully curated, filtered. And what was left out was the abuse, the smiling thumbnails, the parenting tips, the family adventures. All of it, a mask. Behind the camera, behind the discipline, behind the carefully chosen Bible verses, was control, cruelty, and pain. So the next time we watch a perfect family on